Maze with your girl, Miss Panda, and JLoso, in case you didn't know so. Alright, guys, we got a special guest here today. Antidote! Let's go! Woo woo!
¿Qué hay?
Say hello to our beautiful people listening in right now.
What's going on, people? What's going on to the headphone crew? Everybody tuning in your cars right now. Everybody at home on the apps. What's up, man? We in here.
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure we have a very interesting interview coming up because he is super diverse and he has a lot of content and he's out here doing it, putting it on for the city. So you guys already know how I do. My first question always is, what's in your name? Antidote, to me, I know that means antidote, but I like to know why you call yourself Antidote.
Well, that started like a while ago. You know, that was my mom's ex-boyfriend. He gave me the name.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you need a name that's gonna cure the music. You know, this bad music that's going on. You need something ill that's gonna cure this. You know, this poison or whatever.
Dope.
And I'm like, what? So he's like Antidote, and I'm like, I don't really like it. You know, so I was like, what if I pronounce it in like if I was reading it in Spanish, Antidote. So then, you know, the recipe. Like at first it was CV, the antidote.
Right.
Sever, that's my initials.
Okay.
So if you say that in Spanish, also it's sever, like sever.
So it's the
Like,
okay. Se ve. You see, yeah.
Sever el antidote.
I see that.
So, but I was like, that's too complicated. I was like, Antidote la receta, which is the recipe. Antidote the recipe.
Let's go. He got the recipe, y'all. And that is exactly what he's doing. He is the recipe.
Appreciate you.
So I do want to say, how long have you been doing music? And not just how long you've been doing music, but how long would you say you've been taking it serious to the next level?
I've been taking it. Well, I've been writing music for a while, like probably like 10 years.
Wow.
And taking it serious, like 7. You know, like serious. You know, where it's like there's money in here, there's something here. You know, there's bigger things in here. You know that you gotta have discipline and all that. So that's when I started taking it serious. You know, and
say for those in the back, how serious this music is. It's not just a game. It's not just studio time. There's so much more to it.
This is your craft. This is your art. This is like, what's the point of doing it if you're not gonna go hard and take it serious and like register your stuff and
right.
X, Y, and Z.
You gotta treat it like a business. It's your brand. It's your baby.
Yes.
So I always try to tell people that's a gem too for those who are doing music that don't know if they're taking it serious or not. Just know that if you're looking at it like it's a business and it's your business, that's when you took it serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So another question for you.
What's up?
What do you like to do in your free time aside from music?
I like studying it. You know, there's podcasts where I'm always watching. I like basketball. I'm always watching basketball, tuning in and all that. You know.
Celtics jersey.
Let's go.
You know, we got
big Celtics in the house.
Yeah, you know, I'm mad laid back. You know, I'm my own body, but music is everything to me. So that's what I'm saying. I take it serious. So I try to make sure like my free time is I'm doing something, studying or writing. You know.
I like that. Every time I ask that question, it's like artists that are super serious about their craft don't really consider free time.
Nah,
you know what I mean? Like in my free time in music, I'm doing this pertaining to music. So it's all music. You know what I'm saying? And I really do respect that. What's some of your favorites growing up?
Like
Artists, just people. We'll get to the artist part after. But like people that may have like grounded you in this direction.
Wow. I mean, I could say I grew up in a household where we listened to a lot of salsa and like freestyle music.
Hey.
You know, so I listened to a lot of that. That's good vibes and storytelling and I don't know, like as far as like artists though, Big Pun, that's my guy.
Hey, let's go, baby.
You know, he brought in that bilingual too. Like he did his English, but he threw in a Spanish word like every other line.
Exactly.
You know? And I kind of took that too, and I brought it the opposite. I was like, let me do Spanish and bring a little English. You know?
Right. And would you say at home you guys are like growing up musically inclined? Like your whole family's like?
Oh yeah. We all like listen to music and we study it too, and we talk about it. We give our opinions and all that, you know, and we're definitely into it. Like my brothers, they write too. You see my brother, he's a videographer too.
Yeah.
My other brother, he gives me the ideas like, yo, jump on this beat. Like he tells me all the new artists that are coming up,
Fire.
and that's how I stay in tune. Also, you know.
Right. So as a kid, would you say you were more of like, you how would you say your process independence? Like, cause you write music, you sing music. I mean, I see you perform, you do shows, things like that. You actually have a good network, and you work with a lot of people too. I see that as well.
Okay.
So like, what would you say like? What puts you to the pen? What gives you the motivation? Like, yo, I need to write something. Is it a beat? Is it a something that happened? Is it like?
It's my emotions.
What is it?
My emotions, to be honest. Like that's when I'm really in la musa. You know, where I'm into it. You know, I want to write. You know, like I gotta get it off my chest type thing. That's why most of my songs are like, I call it vent music.
Okay.
Where I'm talking about my story or something I seen, and that's what I try to throw out. But it could be even a beat. I listen to a beat and I turn up, you know.
You're
so I'm
like,
like, let me write this. I could kill it. I could kill it. So it's like a challenge also.
Mhm.
So that also motivates me, you know, sparks that musa that we say in Spanish.
That musa.
In Spanish, you know, which is the
So
want to write.
So walk me through like a day for you. Ideally, like heading to the studio. You know you're about to drop some fire. Like, what's your process? I always like to know like what an artist's creative process is. Walking into that.
So usually we got it ready, you know, because we like to knock them down. Because I'm always like doing something, so I barely got time to jump into the studio. But when I'm there, it's like we knock them down. So I make sure I'm prepped, and when we're on the way over there, you know, we're vibing to the beat. You know, I'm rapping, I'm rehearsing my lines. You know, when we get there, we just keep it cool. You know, bumping the music and all that, and we do our thing. You know.
And were you always this person even in high school? Who were you in high school?
High school, I was more like, well, I've always been laid back, but high school, that's when I started doing music. You know, I want to say like, we was in the cafeteria on the tables, you know, doing the grinding beat, you know, and people was rapping, exactly.
Okay.
So everybody was over there rapping, you know, and doing their thing, you know, and at that time I wasn't really thinking about music. Like my brother was into music. He was a hype man. He opened the show.
Let's shout him out real quick.
Zay Boogie behind
Zay
the
Boogie, okay.
Shout out to Zay Boogie. Yeah, the virus. That's what he was known as, you know, doing the music, and he opened up for shows like 30 Fathers, you know, a couple people like Fido.
Nice.
And
Fido, okay.
You know, so I used to watch them, and I used to be like, oh, that's dope. But until I started doing my own thing. Like my first track was like a diss track to my ex. That's when I started.
Motivation right
That's
there.
when I started. You know, and from there, like I was like, oh, I could do this.
Right.
And then I started showing my brother, and they were like, yo, keep going. And then that's when I was like, all right, I could do it.
And then in Spanish, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I talk fast. You know what I mean? I'm half Spanish, but like, I can't rap Spanish and fast like that.
I started English.
Oh, you did? Okay,
English.
bet. So
and
cool.
then I went Spanish because of my producer. I want to say Cam Jadiel.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He was like surrounded by like everybody. He loves reggaeton. That's him. So I'm like, I could do it too, you know.
Yeah.
And from there, it's just been Spanish. It's more like a challenge to me because that's my second language. But
it is. Okay.
You know, it's more of a challenge to me. And I like
so
it.
It's more of a burn for you too, though. It's more like, all right, I want to do this because it's more challenging.
Yeah,
so.
you know, I know I'm gonna get the pronunciation and all that, you know, get on point and all that, and that's my challenge, you know. So.
Yep. Well, I know I wouldn't be able to tell if you were messing it up or not. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
I mean, that's good. So I want to say, besides who you were in high school, what is some advice that you would give to yourself looking back? Because I know you said 10 years, 7 years taking it serious, and probably now doing more. What would you tell yourself? What would you tell little Antidote back then? That would probably change the
what you said. Take it serious.
Take it serious.
Take it serious. You know, have patience. Don't rush things. You know, because when you rush, that's when you notice the mistakes. You sit back, you're like, oh, damn, I could have done this. You know.
Right.
Pero Nah, just stay focused and take it serious and master your craft. You know.
All right,
And-
cool. So I definitely want to talk about some things you have coming up because my next question was definitely going to be, who are you now? What are you trending in? What you got going on right now? What do you want to tell the people to look out for? Any EPs, new albums, projects, anything like that? You can just take the mic and do your thing. This is your
Word.
promo time.
Well, there's a few things we got going on. You know, we got June 3rd. We got Central Nightclub. We got the show with Babyface Ray. You know, shouts to Bash Jan, Pum Young, solid dude. So anybody that's doing music, holla at him. He's putting people on too.
There you go.
Putting on people masks. You know. We also got June 10th. We got the Garden of Luli where we're gonna be selling our merchandise. That's an all-white party, press to impress. So, you know, holla at her. You know, the tickets on the bio of Route 95 IG for the June 3rd, and for that girl is Luli. You can all at her IG. The links on her bio.
Oh, I love
We're gonna
her.
be selling. Yeah,
Right.
she's cool. She's
funny.
doing some fire.
She's
Yeah,
hilarious
she got
and
follow
very
her
beautiful.
TikTok.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, she's lit, super lit. And we're gonna be selling our merch, you know, the Route 95 merch and the Agresiva wear, you know.
Yeah.
And we got a couple songs coming up. I got a song where I gotta fly to Puerto Rico and shoot the video with dude.
I was
And that's
just
gonna
there.
be announced pretty soon, you know, who that featuring is with. And I got a song with XT also.
Okay.
You know, Prende Fuma.
Mhm.
But that's another topic, you know.
All right.
And,
we like
yeah,
to
you know.
prenderli fumar here too.
word. Yeah, now we doing our thing, you know. We got Big Baby out. You know, he was tuned in. He was the headphone crew.
Yeah.
You know, he's out and doing his thing. He's working as a chef now, doing his
All right,
thing.
do his thing.
So yeah, he's cool and, you know, focused on his, you know, coming back on his family, you know, and all that. Shouts to Britt, his cousin, doing the stickers. My brother doing the merch.
And you're
So,
definitely setting up the platform, the foundation, you know what I'm saying? So paving that way,
yeah,
people come out and have that confidence to come and build with you. So
appreciate it.
definitely like that too, you know? I will say you're pretty on point. Another question too, I was gonna ask you, but now that I know Spanish is your secondary language, how hard would you say, or has it been difficult at all, bridging that gap between the Latinos and obviously our English singers, rappers, artists, whatnot? Like, has it been easy, would you say? Has it been hard? What's the
Like,
atmosphere in that?
I think at the end of the day we all together, you know, at the end of the day, you know. So I make sure that the vibes are right, you know. So if I'm gonna make an event, you know, everybody that's there, you already know.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
events is always like it feels like a networking type
Yeah.
of thing, but a party, you know. And I try to have that in my events. So you know, look out for that. You know, if you see an event, make sure that you tune in, you know, because there's always gonna be somebody there.
And don't miss that, because he sound like Bad Bunny right now. I was watching one of his interviews, and he's like, I just want everybody to be happy, have fun, and gozar la música, la vida. Like, you know, he was
do
just,
their thing, you know?
and I love that. I
There's
love that.
talent out there, you
because
know?
there's so many questions. Why Bad Bunny? Why do you do this? Why you know, all the questions that they ask him for what he does, and we all know what that is. But his simple answer was just, I just want everyone to have fun under one network and just basically get
That's
busy
what
with
it is,
music.
yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
a
And I
vibe.
respect that.
It's a
I think it's
vibe,
pretty
and
fire.
if we all together, like, come on, what can we do?
Right. So I remember right before COVID, we was doing the Latino events.
Right,
We
the
were
Latin takeover.
taking down 22,
Yeah.
and that was super fire. How would you say COVID has affected your process? Has it made it better or worse?
I mean, it has its ups and downs, you know, but we wasn't gonna let that stop us,
Right.
you know. You know, you always like keep working, you know, even if it's on the internet or whatever, you know, where you got the platforms, you know. But we kept networking people together, and I mean, it did slow the process down with the nightlife,
Yeah.
but you know,
It didn't
it's
slow your
whatever,
work
you
down.
know, like we had to stay safe.
It
you
didn't
know?
stop you from working. So that's good. I respect
That's for
it.
sure.
I respect it. I see a lot of people put on for themselves, for the city, after COVID. Like, people found a way. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have to put people in uncomfortable situations for them to, like, come out of it
That's right.
and actually build
That's
something.
right.
Some people that were lazy had to actually get up and move. Like, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
People brought their talent out. People brought their talent
Low
out.
key, COVID was a blessing.
I feel blessed, honestly.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
but
got
like,
creative.
did bigger
No, I feel
things, you know?
blessed.
Yeah, well, so another question I want to ask you, you definitely talked about Big Pun. Any other, like, influencers that you would like to work with, sit down and have a conversation with, or just, like, share some time with? Celebrity, non-celebrity, movie star, artist, don't matter, just anybody
Well,
that would mean, like, really big to you.
As a Latin artist, like, I would like to sit down with Teo Calderon.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You know, that's the goal.
Old school.
That's the goal. Like, still to this day, you go to anyway, he's lit.
And what would you say what is it about him that
he's always been cool? I'm laid back too. I always liked his style, you know. And when he came to kill pretty much, like in the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely changed the culture. He changed the culture and the music.
That voice is crazy.
His voice crazy,
His voice stands out.
The record, talking about things that people are afraid to talk about,
Okay,
sorry. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, Spanish artists, English artists, Dutch artists, whatever artist you are, we all have a storyline in the way that we like to get certain things out through our music. And I respect it because there's so many things, just like, like Black Americans can talk about certain things with their music, or like, but people that use that platform to do that are the ones that we look up to. You know what I'm saying? Big Pun was one of them. Definitely Tego. There's so many others I could name. Jay-Z uses the platform for certain things. So it's just like, I respect it. I respect it a lot. And no one's ever really came out with Tego or Big Pun, and I love them both. So I think that's pretty fire.
Those are my guys. Regardless if there's not like a lot of new music, obviously Big Pun, we can't, but Tego, he's just doing him. We can't knock him. We don't know what he's going through.
Exactly.
But
can you rap as fast as any of them?
Yeah, I can do my thing. Yeah, of course.
If we could swear on air, man, I'd have you freestyle right now. Right now. But we're not going to do that. We're going to leave that for that's another podcast, guys. That's another podcast. So I'm going to have you plug in a little bit more about your stuff that's coming on just once again so people can actually hear you. Make sure you drop your social media. And then I want to get into that song that you got for us. Now, is this a throwback or is something new?
It came out already,
Came out already.
But it's fire.
Fire? I bet. So go ahead, take the seat for a second, and we're going to get that ready to play.
Word. First and foremost, I want to thank y'all. Y'all lit always. Listen up, y'all. Listen, June 3rd, we turning up in Lawrence. We got Babyface Ray and Central Nightclub. Tune in and hit me up for the tickets. Eventbrite. It's on the link in my bio. Antidote la Receta or Route 95 IG. And then June 10th, we got the Garden of Luli all white party. Hit her up. It's on her IG. The link. That girl is Luli. We're gonna be selling out merch and I got silverware. So stay tuned.
Alright, and make sure y'all hit that Eventbrite. Tap in that. Stop hitting people up like, yo, can you get me in at the door? Don't do that. Just you support. You be a real friend. Be a real person. And tap on that link, just like you tap on any other link in the world when you want them sneakers or you want that thing on eBay or anything PS5. Like that. It's simple. The way, because everybody be tapping. I don't want to hear none of that. It's simple.
And if you can't go, you share the flyer, and
That's it.
keep it going.
Exactly.
Turn it up.
All right, so we got this song. You can introduce your song.
It's called right here. This song right here is called Vecina by Kim Jadiel, myself, Antidote la Receta, and Brujo Life.
Brujo.
That's my guy right there.
All right, Ben, let's go. Oh, nice. I wish you knew Spanish. Shit. Right before COVID, we were doing a lot of like events and stuff. That's hard too. That we're gonna get into hot topic. I'm gonna ask one person about the song and then we'll have to
Tengo una vecina buena, hermosa, mujer fina, boricua, trigueñita. Nos vemos todos los días cuando voy en casa solita. Siempre me invita para tomarnos un par de tragos y fumarnos una monita. Reggae lento es lo que suena en la bocina. Siempre ese día me encanta su sonrisa. Cuando yo no estoy, está su pesadilla. Siempre llama a la policía por su cobardía. Cuenta conmigo que yo siempre voy a estar en la buena y en la mala. Solo tienes que llamar el que llegó a tu lugar. Si se sale del lugar, como pudiste tú amar un animal bipolar. Yo beso tu piel, el mundo esa es tu pesadilla. A veces no quieres salir y llora mientras te maquilla. Háblale claro, dile que esta vez ya no hay reparo, aunque el divorcio le salga caro. Demostrarle que se acabó el relajo. Tus amigas dicen que lo mande pa'l carro. Y cuando se vaya, mami, tú me avisas. Luego te quiero desnuda, vamos a entripar la frisa. Abro la ventana desde aquí por tu sonrisa. Noto que se fue, mami, ya voy deprisa. Iba a tocar la puerta y me la dejo abierta, esperándome en su cuarto, en y despierta. Dijo que se lo revienta, esta vecina es una experta. La oportunidad tuvo que darse, nuestras bocas ya querían besarse. Nuestros cuerpos ya van a mezclarse, nuestros cuerpos ya van a mezclarse.
You produce your own beats too, or this is coming? He does it?
Yo te doy algo que el otro no puede ofrecer. Deja ese bobo que solo te quiero tener. Dime qué va a suceder entre tú y él. Tú me vienes a ver porque yo te doy placer. Y que mi marido, eso no lo olvido. Pero él te maltrata, mejor vete conmigo.
You can do that part for me, right? Share it and then I'll type it. Share it without writing anything on it?
Share it and then archive it.
So don't write nothing on it.
Don't write nothing on it. That's the end of the song. You're listening to Inside the Maze, and that was Vecina by Antidote. All right, guys. Because we got Antidote in here today, we're going to go through some of these hot topics of the day just to see what he think. Okay? And then we're going to go to question of the day as well, just to get, his opinion. All right. So let's talk median rent in the US of A. So studies say that by the summer, the median rent for the US of A, all of the United States of America, will be $2,000. That is expensive.
Word.
That is crazy.
For like what, a studio, one bedroom?
Right.
Okay, like what are
One
we
bedroom.
talking here? What are we talking here? But I know that I pay like $2,000.
I pay 25, but still.
That's crazy.
There's a lot
But
of people that can't afford that.
No, nobody
Yeah.
can. We're like forced to.
I want Section 8 right now.
Literally, you're forced to be able to afford it. If not, get your butt out of the U.S.
I don't
Honestly,
know.
it don't sound like a bad idea. I'm ready to go to Mexico or something and just buy us a couple of lots.
No, para México.
I'm ready.
Go find some chickens.
I'm ready to depend on the government.
I heard
Give
that.
me them food stamps and give me Section 8. And I don't qualify, but I'm ready to qualify.
That's
at
that
this
baby
point.
stuff that you ain't trying to have, girl.
Can't do it. Can't do it for no food stamps. Can't do it. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. We just gonna have to find another way to finesse the system.
About to buy a 10.
All right, so
Not a 10. Not a 10.
No.
Okay, but like,
so while it's a big issue right now, I feel like it's always been an issue though. Like I feel like Massachusetts been Miami for a minute now. Like our prices been crazy anyway.
it's been
So
very
like
New York City.
this medium thing, I think it's no because it's been going on. So like this definitely ain't new.
Yeah,
It's
getting
just
crazy.
different when you hear it or see it written down. Because no lie, rent used to be $800. So I'm just kind of confused. Like whatever type of inflation is happening now, where everything is twice as expensive, but we're making less. Because I'm fresh out of college and I make not that much money. I will tell y'all that. And stuff. Now I'm not broke. I'm actually doing better than most Americans, but that's still not a lot of money.
First the gas, now this.
Okay, like what next?
Our food,
What next?
food's crazy.
Food.
Everything.
Like there was
Cars.
a chicken wing shortage just 2 months ago.
Not the
What's
chicken
next?
wings.
Not the chicken wings.
Not the chicken. See, I'm going to Mexico, dog. I'm out. I'm out.
JLoso says
Baby.
she's moving to Mexico. I mean, do what you
Yeah.
want. Wait, how much is 100 pesos in US dollars?
It's not even about the pesos. It's that you can go out there with like
It's a
$5
lot.
and live really good. You buy a lot,
Buy land.
That's
build
what
your
I'm
land,
saying. That's
and
what
you
I'm saying.
good.
That's
That's
what I'm saying.
Airbnb part of it out, you good.
There you go.
You living
That's the
like
blueprint.
Oh, she got the game
literally
plan.
simple. Cause I've been visiting a lot this year, and I'm like, yep,
go, but I do want to go.
My son can just play football overseas. There you go. I'm not about to stay in the States.
Well, speaking of football, which is a coincidence,
Absolutely.
let's talk about Colin Kaepernick.
Again? What'd
Yes.
he do?
He didn't really do nothing, but he is scheduled to work out with the Las Vegas Raiders and
Okay.
stuff. They're scouting him to see if, he'll be on the team. Now, I feel like it's been a couple years since he's been on a team. So it's it's been a long time. I'm surprised he's still, trying.
I can't believe it's even been that long.
That's nuts.
It's-
That don't make no sense.
Okay, if somebody was going to pick him up, why did they wait 6 years to pick him up?
All the controversy.
I don't feel like what he did was controversial.
Well, the world does.
But if everybody was behind him like
White
they say
America
they were,
definitely does.
like,
They're
but
not.
but a lot of football teams came forward and was like, oh yeah, we'd give him we'd invite him to train with us and stuff like that, but nothing ever got secured. And I just find that very interesting.
The opposite happened.
He could play.
No,
too.
I saw
He could
like
play.
three.
He's
I
fire.
seen like
He's
three
fire.
football teams come forward and say,
And there's 30 or 32 teams, and a lot of the owners actually weren't bringing him in at all.
"Oh, I
Coaches
know
weren't
that,"
either.
but I'm saying
Blackball,
that
right?
if they were going to, why did they wait 6 years to do it?
Literally because of what JLoso said. They didn't want the controversy. They didn't want the cameras in the locker room. Even if he was a backup, he would have got more cover time than the starter than anybody else on the team. So it was just like they was not trying to have that heat.
That's sad. I do feel like 6 years is kind of retirement age later.
Yeah.
So that was my big question. I'm like, I don't know how old Colin Kaepernick is. I would say 30s.
I would say
He's in his 30s.
Yeah.
Right. I'm ballparking it because black don't crack.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, I would say 30s. Yeah. But I don't know. I was just shocked that 6 years later they're still doing the gambit of, oh, we're inviting him to train with us, but nothing really hasn't been secured because he got invited to train twice in the last 6 years before that. He just never got secured by a team. So, just weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Hopefully somebody pick him up and he gets to do his thing at least, because he's passionate about football.
He is.
Yeah.
He
I
definitely
can
is.
tell because who would try 6 years later? Not I.
Well, it was more a black and white thing. That's why he put out that little limited series on Netflix. Just kind of like giving background to why he was so stern on his feelings and how he felt about that. You know what I'm saying? Not taking the knee and things like that. So,
Oh, I stand on everything he did.
Yeah, for sure.
I stand on everything he did. But I definitely need these football teams to stop playing with his emotions. 'Cause
Right.
I feel like they not really finna do it. So I'm just wondering why 6 years later is even being brought up now.
Right.
Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna get on a heavy topic, and this is the last topic I want to talk about for today because I feel like it's such a big topic and it's happening in America right now. It's been happening for a few years, but I guess when it was a school of predominantly white kids, now we're in an uproar about it. But I've been in an uproar for a couple years about, mass shootings in America and what this means for children and what this means for gun laws, et cetera, et cetera. But Antidote, what do you think? What's your opinion?
I think every school should have security.
Facts.
Because elementaries they don't have security.
They only got it in the black schools for a different reason.
Right.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And I think they gotta get more strict. I seen a video the other day about a school that they spent a lot of money.
Mhm.
But they're saying that it's worth it. Which
Yeah.
I know obviously it's worth it. They had like smoke that came out so that the person wouldn't see the doors locked.
The
or
gas
it was
bombs.
bulletproof.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen that and I thought it was cool. I was like, this is pretty interesting, And but only one school did that.
Yeah.
I seen.
Not all schools can afford it.
Exactly.
But it's also like, dang, why do we have to go through such dramatics for our kids to be safe?
I also seen a school that was like training kids how to aim.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Sounds
'cause,
dangerous.
What are you teaching them? At that age, young age,
Yeah.
I don't got nothing against, that, but I don't know. I just think that they should get more on top of it with security at schools, you know,
Yeah.
every school.
Yeah. And weapons never equaled less violence at the end of the day. So I
Right.
definitely agree with you there. But what I did notice is that bulletproof backpacks are
Yes.
being bought at a rapid rate now, like an extremely rapid rate, almost record breaking.
I did see that.
Like right after this Texas shooting and stuff, like flying off the shelves completely. I feel like America is so scared. But I want to chime in with DJ Mike Torch and JLoso on their opinions because they actually have kids. I do not. But even if you don't have kids, it just still did not sit right with my spirit. But what do you guys think?
Depends what we're talking about.
Well,
We're talking about-
I honestly, I'm about to sound like an angry black woman, but in real life, like, I'm just really upset at the fact that America has taken so much time in protecting our quote unquote schools from black children or black gangsters and metal detectors and that. And in reality, we all know who actually it'd be, like the deranged kids at home that I don't even know, say they're bullied by people, whatever, that are the ones that are actually doing it. I feel like America took so much time into like, oh, we don't want our children to feel like they're in a military base or they're in jail, things like that. But like, dog, whatever it takes, like, I don't care. Like, that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? I definitely am an advocate for homeschooling. I think even now more so. Yeah, when kids were remote, it's a sad thing, yeah, because they're going through the traumatic thing of COVID and blah, blah, blah. But in real life, like, come on now. These kids in these generations are so fragile, first of all. They don't have the grit that we had growing up. And so it's just, like, out of control. And I really don't like how it was more of a racist thing than a keep our children safe thing. And that's where I think the problem automatically started. You know what I'm saying? And the same way we give leeway to white men that shoot up supermarkets, the same way we give leeway to white kids that shoot up schools. And it's just so unfair and it's so messed up. And if that wasn't our focus from the beginning, our kids would have been even more safer now. And I'm speaking too, because like literally just the other day, my daughter gave me a crazy call yesterday. And I'm still a little shook up of it. It was probably the most fearful experience I've ever had. And I've been through some stuff. Okay? Literally, Stunt Devil 101 almost died mad times. But this is different. This is like my heart went, I can't even explain where. But when my daughter called me, the store that she was in was being stuck up, a guy with a gun. And it was just like, she was so scared. And I was so scared. It's just like, why are these things happening to our children? It's like, it just makes you question a whole bunch of things. Religiously, just everything. It's like, why our children though? You know what I'm saying? And they do need to be more protected. The same way we take the repercussions and all the measures we do to protect people from terrorists or like of other races that are not white is the same thing we need to do with our kids from the actual white kids at school that are literally killing all our kids. Like, period. I'm going to say it just like that. You know? And it just really, really bothers me that there's nothing in place. We've been going through this since Columbine shooting. So it just keeps going and going and going and going. And then, you know, when you look around the country, other countries, they might have their little one or two or whatever. We got like hundreds. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what are we doing wrong? Because Finland has like the top school system ever. And they just like, I guess it's the way they run their system. You know what I'm saying? It's not as corrupt. You know, and whether we like to say it or not, like, USA, dog, we corrupt, period. You know what I'm saying? So even to the school system, now it's affecting our children. Everybody wants to raise eyebrows and, oh my God, our kids, like, dog, could have been prevented this. You know, and honestly, mental health is really a real thing, and it's not only when you're an adult. Little kids be going through stuff too. Some kids can't eat. Some kids don't need to be homeschooled because they can't even be at home, or their parents ain't even fit, or things like that. You know, the DSS, y'all took so much time back in the day, and I'm getting chills when I say taking the wrong people out the wrong damn houses for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that too. Like, all of this boils back to the gritty of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where it all starts. So not having a mental health counselor or someone that actually cares about the student and what they might be going through, like, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. So all of them in Texas, for real, it's just like, to even fix themselves to have a headline, school shooter was bullied by fourth grade. Like, that's just nonsense. It's just all, why even give attention to that, dog? Just do something about it. Literally, the same way we protect our people when we fly, same thing we need to do to our kids, because no one should ever have to say goodbye to their child for the last time when they just went to school. That's ridiculous.
I think it's important to check on those type of kids though, like those bullied kids. As a teacher or a guidance counselor, you should be sitting those kids aside and seeing if their mental state is correct, because you don't want anything like this to happen. Now, I definitely agree with you guys with having security in the schools and metal detectors as well. But when it comes to, nobody brought this up, but changing the gun laws, I do not agree with that at all. Just because of, like you said as well, a corrupt government. They can implement martial law, then what? Then what are we gonna do? You said your daughter, imagine if she was older and somebody ran through, if she had a piece on her, she would have felt 10 times more safe. So get your kids training as well as yourself before you go ahead and just buy any type of weapon. Right. Get the training and get the knowledge. And this is coming from a Marine, by the way. I'm not just talking. I'm a Marine, United States Marine, and I went to Iraq in 2009. So I'm not BSing when it comes to weapons handling or anything like that. So get the training, get the knowledge, and get some weapons, because these folks are not playing. This is a scary world.
And just like when they teach you when you go to get your LTC, they teach you, you gotta teach your kids. You know, you have to. Some people don't have that relationship with their kids, but you gotta be blunt. You gotta be really brutally honest with your kids. And it's not. I'm not saying you gotta put the guns in their hands, but there should be some type of lesson at home when you know that you're about to have a gun in the home, whether if it's in the safe, whether if they ever know where it's at. The point is, they should know what a safety looks like. They should know what it looks like if it's loaded. They should know if one piece belongs to the city. Whatever it is, they should at least have some type of education. You don't got to put it in their hands for them to use it. I definitely am against all of that. But dropping some knowledge, yeah.
I agree with knowledge is very, very powerful. I don't know if I would have felt safer if somebody was coming in with a gun and they started shooting. I don't know if I personally would have felt safer if I had a gun in my hand.
Oh, no, I'd be
Me
scared.
personally, I don't
I'd be
know.
scared that I'd have to use it.
I'd have to use it.
I'm like,
then
damn, I gotta do
use
this?
it, even though I would have the knowledge of using it, and I would do the process of obviously going to the gun range and learning and stuff. I don't know if it would be the right route for me personally.
It's really not for everybody. Now I understand people's arguments. I understand how people can be afraid of it, but you do walk around a lot comfortable when you know things like that. When you have mixed martial arts.
I got a taser though.
Even that, like just have some type of protection.
And you know what's crazy? We haven't even thought about this, but like you guys know New Hampshire laws. They be letting kids get their rifles and stuff like that, like 16 there at the shooting range. So it's like, I'm sorry to sound racist again, but we let the white people do this from when their kids are babies and it's legal. So it's just like, we can't put our kids on because they're minorities and they might do some gang stuff or whatever it is may be. Like, which some parts may be true. You know what I'm saying? And it actually is true to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, it still doesn't matter. A kid's a kid, man. Everybody needs to feel safety, protection. When you're in school, like we give our children to surrogates. Those are our surrogates. They're watching our kids for over 8 hours a day. That's a whole job. You know what I mean? They know things about our kids. We don't. They're teaching that. They're putting them on. We teach them the values at home, the value of our culture, family, things that we like. But they're teaching them like things to get by through the years of like being an adult, and they're babysitting for us. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't know, cause I feel like
kinda. Some teachers are not valid. I got a bone to pick with one teacher right now. I'm not even gonna do that. You know, she'll hear that on June 9 when we have an appointment. But I'm just saying, because some teachers just don't deserve to be teachers. And I was telling my son this before I even came in the studio today. I was like, don't worry about it. Keep your heads up. I hear rappers talk about it all the time, how the teachers always talking about you ain't nothing, you ain't this, you ain't that, and look at them now. Like, I'm like, that's going to be you with your football career, and then some. So, you know what I'm saying? Just keep your head up and keep doing your work and keep getting those A's and B's. It's fine. Who cares what she says?
I will
get her butt fired.
I will say that.
Anyways.
School looking a little bit pointless to me, because between COVID and shootings and stuff, what are we sending our kids to school for? To die? I'm just confused at this point. It's
like
giving
military. It's literally
bro,
like sending them to the army.
I'm safer than the kids in the school. Like, I'm safer, and I be out here.
Like, how are we supposed to be comfortable as parents knowing that we good, but we send them every day not knowing with all these little threats? And then there's kids that really do like to play too much. Y'all parents get a hold of them kids, man. Put them on punishment. F them up. Like, they don't need to be out here think that's not funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Schools be getting locked down because there's a threat in the bathroom. Somebody's gonna shoot us. It's not funny. It's really not funny. I be wanna, man, my kids know better. Let me tell you, Mama JLoso.
Go into that school.
Mama JLoso. I need to become like president or something. I'll control all them little rugrats.
President JLoso.
Real, like, how dare you? It's not a joke. Like, I'm coming for all your addresses. What's up? Like, stop doing that. It's not a joke. It's not funny.
All right, guys, that was a really heavy topic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad I got everybody's opinions. Now let's move on and shift gears to something a little bit more funnier.
Yep.
Reading one of the questions that was sent to me on Instagram, and, you know, we're going to get everyone's opinions real quick. Okay, so the question is, if you shoot your shot with someone and they shoot you down, and then later on they come back to you and say they're interested in dating you, would you give them another shot, or do you find that they are deserving of another shot? Antidote, you act first.
They was saying Puerto Rico, ellos que se cuiden un montón.
What
That
that means?
that means they can take care of themselves. You know, like they all say.
I'm gonna focus on myself.
I'm
Yo,
good, love,
listen,
enjoy.
Pretty much, you know.
Okay.
Nah,
That's
'cause-
crazy.
nah, bro. Come on.
I'm good.
She had her fun. You know, I mean, I'm probably in another state of mind at that point. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I can't necessarily say like
You gotta see the
monogamous,
situation first.
but I gotta see, you know. But
Right?
Like, what she look like?
but my
Is she
first thing that
cool?
comes into mind, cuídate un montón. You all say.
Alright. Good love, enjoy.
You know.
In English, guys, that's pretty much what he's saying.
Okay. JLoso, what do you think?
I don't know. I think a lot of things. You know me. I'm a second chance type of person, but like I'm gonna give you that hard time though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm speaking before boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't think I ever gave anybody a shot. For real, I think I was the meanest. But yeah, nah.
No, it's just straight
just
no.
No. Like for what? What you want with me now? Like you know, show me. No, so I'm just kidding, but I'm not.
All right.
But sometimes though, depending on the situation,
Mhm.
maybe the person wasn't ready to see what you was given.
Mhm.
Was the person trying to be serious? Was the other person already coming out of sun? You the like is you the what is it? Boomerang, not booty call. Sorry, the downfall, rebound.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So there's different situations to that. Like
Mhm.
why
Yeah,
didn't you
like, how did
take
you
the
shoot your
shot?
Did you
How
just
did
take
you
a
shoot
regular
the
shot,
shot?
or you guys already been
You know what I'm saying? What you
talking?
trying to hit the skins? You trying to take me out? What you trying to do? You know what I mean? That's where it like gets a little foggy. But like
Right.
I've had many shoot their shots and shot them down, but we're like friends though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
You
The
saying
homie
you ain't
dog.
never? So you saying
The
you ain't
homie
never
dog.
double back? You ain't never double back
homie,
for a
not
dude
the
you
homie, not the
homie.
homie.
You never double back for a dude you homied, and then you found out he was like really
no,
lit.
a
and
chick,
then was like,
but not a guy. No.
okay, but you've done it before.
I have.
Okay.
Well, that's just me being a guy in a guy's mind, I guess.
I feel like
Thank you.
In a guy's mind, some guys will double back, you know.
Men will be men.
Men will double back.
I wanted to say a different word, but no, I mean, but it's like if we're trying to talk, we're talking relationships. Nah, man, like nah,
No, relationship.
Nah. But if we're just
The
if you
ex
trying to
with-
hit, I mean,
ex gotta
yeah,
go.
like what do you mean? Like, of course.
some of y'all be lying.
It's true. No, I've never. I can say it right now on radio. I never had an ex situation ever, and I got 2 kids.
Oh,
So
okay.
never ever had an ex situation.
All right. Well, my opinion on that is naturally because I'm such a beautiful person and stuff like that. I also feel like it's some type of ego that goes with believing that you're going to be the first choice every single time.
Mhm.
Because sometimes the person can just realize that you the sugar honey iced tea later on. It's not your time to shine.
That's true.
Just like when guys come up to me and stuff like that, and I turn them down, that doesn't mean that they're not any like that. I don't see them and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's just not your time to shine.
Right.
I'm booked.
It's not your
I
turn,
appreciate
baby.
you
It's not your
having
turn.
Yo.
Okay.
Applications have
I
been
love
filled.
it.
Try again next year, cause sure enough, the lineup of dudes is gonna mess
That's what I'm
up.
saying. Panda got starters and a whole bench.
Okay.
Panda got a practice squad.
Wait for 2023 tryouts again.
I mean, y'all getting some
Yo.
real answers. This be real
Yo.
stuff, though. It be really
It'll
like
come
that.
back around. It'll come back around. Shoot.
And
Oh,
actually, if
man.
you just keep trying a little bit,
I think.
you might do something that you be like, okay, man. Because some people do block their blessings that way. Some people be blocking
Yeah.
blessings, and some
No
people be
way.
dodging bullets.
No way if I meet a dude or a girl I like and they decide that they're not really messing with me right now in that moment. But if I still like them down the line, I'm still going to scoop them up if I get my shot.
I'm about to change our whole answer right now.
Said
What
23.
if they're OD hitting you up that hey, what's up?
Oh no.
Hey,
Well,
hey.
no. You're not gonna be blowing up my lines.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be blowing up my situation with your constant
Or I'll pass
text.
them on to the
Or they
sis.
call you on some random
Oh
call.
no!
man.
If you call me on Snapchat, you're a serial killer.
Oh yeah.
I believe in that.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can't call me on no Snapchat, like, or Instagram. I'ma assume you're a serial killer, and I'm not gonna wanna.
I'm
message
passing you on to one of my friends that just got out of a divorce or something. Like, here you go.
you. Yeah,
Here
but
you
I'm
go,
a
sis.
believer in second chances, and I'm a believer in that you can't be everybody's first choice
No, you can't.
every single time, but you could be the right choice.
Just like, who is naive to think when you meet somebody and your first I always have this conversation with people because some people can't like handle it, but like she said, you're not always someone's first choice, but you can end up being the exclusive
Right
choice, obviously.
Okay.
But like when people first start to like talk, the whole talking dating phase, you know what I'm saying? And most of the time the girl is locked in. Other times the boy's still doing his thing, trying to figure it out until she actually shines to him and
Y'all doing
she
our
comes
thing
out
at
different.
that
But
point.
I think nowadays, more now than ever before, it's more everyone. The girls are kind of worse than the guys now. But like, you know, I feel like everyone should have that mutual understanding. Like, yes, there's must be someone I might have been kissing or dating right before I met you. So it's like hard to just cut that person off. And then you want to know, like, is this person we're cutting off? But you do have to make a blatant decision once you get to a certain point with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Just to be fair, not to hurt nobody. But in reality, everybody's talking to everybody until they actually solidify something with someone. So
You single until you
you know what I'm
married.
saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that because if I hear my man
She's
say
like,
that, I'm like, yo,
I
nah,
would
I
beat him
put in
up.
all this time though. Hold on.
She's like, I'm gonna beat him up. No.
I don't want to hear him say that. Like, boy, I'm popular. Stop playing.
Stop,
What we
man.
talking about?
Okay, shit, yeah. She said he better not say that. I don't know.
Ever.
I just always believe that. Like, I'm single until I'm married. But I don't know what everybody else is doing. But that's what I'm doing. And stuff. Like, I gotta really like you, and we have to really come to an understanding for me to exclusively only see you. And then I gotta, like, the dependency would be up and stuff. Because I feel like that's why people date multiple people and stuff. So you're not dependent on one person.
Mhm.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, to a degree. I'm only saying that because I'm in a relationship. But if I wasn't,
Yeah, but
I'd
if
be
you
like,
wasn't,
yeah,
wouldn't you
yeah.
have a rotation?
I don't know.
Just get your starting $5 to pay $500 each on that rent, and then it's covered. You solid.
There you
Oh
go.
no, I
Yeah.
definitely take security deposits.
Some of my
because
friends really
you
be
know,
getting
these
through like
relationships
that
are
though.
risky.
I'd be like, girl, how could you? A
One
lot of
dude to
people
pay the
get through
phone,
like that.
one dude to pay the car.
Yo, they
Oh my
get
God,
through
and
like
yeah,
that. I
they
have
all
friends
do
like
different
that. I'm
things.
like, how, girl? I'm
You
always
like,
You
struggling.
gotta put a down payment if you fuck
Struggling.
up. I mean, you messed up.
Right, I keep the down payment. I
For
keep
real
the
though,
deposit.
even before my relationship, all my
Yo.
friends had that type of situation where
Crazy.
things
I'm
get taken
dead.
care of. I'm like, girl, I'm only like struggling.
Yeah, but I believe in getting a deposit on your relationship as well. Ladies, do that.
Yo, listen to
No,
her.
because
No,
nobody,
yo.
there's not a single
She's toxic.
relationship that I left out of angry when I knew he spent enough money on me.
Oh man.
Period.
Uh-oh.
I was never that angry. I was
Cuidado,
like, you know,
muchachos.
we had a good time. It was fun and stuff. That's your security
I was
deposit.
like, well, I got this out of it, so I'm
Yeah,
good.
but if you get absolutely nothing out of it but stress and tears, sis,
Yeah, I
you
know.
are
They gonna send a stimulus.
You ain't doing that.
right. You're dating an onion, not a man.
Oh,
If you're crying all the
okay.
time, you're dating an onion.
All right.
All right, guys, we're wrapping up with International Friday. DJ Mike Torch is gonna kick it off with one last song or maybe two songs. I don't know.
Yes, sir. And make sure you guys are following us on all our platforms at Inside the Maze.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you follow our YouTube page. You guys are subscribing, you're liking. Like I said earlier about Antidote's Eventbrite, make sure y'all click that button because it ain't nothing but a click and a clack because that's what you guys do on your phones anyway, all day anyway.
Should we
So
plug
do
it?
that. Antidote, one more time before we leave, let these people know who you are, where to find you, what you got going on, and then we'll hand it to Mike.
Antidote la receta, Route 95, Agresivo Records. You already know that's the Instagrams. June 3rd, tap in. We're about to turn up. June 10th. You already know.
June 3rd, June 10th. Those are the two y'all gotta remember, and make sure y'all follow the kid.